We are live from the virtual Outdoor Speedway in Ohio, in Rossburg, Ohio. This is week number 10 of the Cool Ray Coast-to-Coast Racing League Outlaws. It's another edition of Monday Night Madness presented by Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, and we're doing it at the house that Earl built. We get set to go for our Coast-to-Coast Racing League Raiders. And it's our pre-race show brought to you by SBGC 3D Printing. SBGC has been involved in 3D printing since 2016. They are committed to making this cutting-edge technology accessible for anyone who has an idea that needs to be manufactured. Using the 3D CAD program, they'll work with you to create your invention or creative project. Tonight's live coverage of the Coast-to-Coast Racing League Outlaws from the Eldora Speedway is just one of 17 Coast-to-Coast Racing League divisions that compete during the week, and we're happy that you've joined us for tonight's program. Good evening, friends. Marty Sakala with you. So glad you could be joining us here tonight as we are back into normal schedule on Monday nights. John Hine joins me alongside in the broadcast booth here, getting ready to go for Renegades action here. We'll be up in the booth with me for the first two races. John, it's good to be back with you once again, and we've got a fun Monday night prepared for you. Outdoor always provides incredible action.
Oh, it really does. This is slide job central here. You know, you can make some passes, got options out there as a driver. That's all you can ask for. And as a viewer, you're going to enjoy it because you get to see guys really going for it. When drivers have options, there's lots of passing, lots of action.
Absolutely. Let's talk about what we've got going on so far in the season for Raiders. And right now it continues to be a show of Austin Stern, but he's currently up 4 points on Sean Bowers. The gap has closed in big time after Bowers has picked up back-to-back wins the last 2 weeks at Lanier and Limaland compared to Stern's 2 second-place finishes. 4 points is the gap.
Yeah, not much at all. And, you know, momentum is a big thing in any sport, especially racing. So when you've got that momentum and you feel like you can really, you know, get after it, that's always a good thing. But Limaland, you know, and the other track that he won at, those are short tracks. Where now this is a big, wide, fast track, a little bit of a different discipline. We'll see if that momentum carries over and he can get back to the top tonight.
Something to keep in mind as it leads into our point standings brought to you by our friends at iRacing League Manager. We are entering drop week season now because we've got 3 races left on the schedule. We've got this race, and we've got USA and Volusia. Nobody has used their drops yet, and which could make the gap even closer and could even make the lead change potentially. So let's talk about it right now. Austin Stern, like we mentioned, 4-point lead on Sean Bowers. Jack Hitt is third with 505 points. And those have been the only 3 drivers that have been competing this season full-time with the Raiders. But as we compare Austin Stern and Sean Bowers, let's look at the drop weeks so far, because they made 9 of the 11 starts we've had this season. If we compare the drop weeks, Austin Stern's worst finishes of the season are 9th and 6th in 9 weeks. As for Sean Bowers, this is where it could get into Stern's favors. His worst 2 finishes are 20th and 15th. His third worst is Knoxville, which was a 13th place finish. So you have to keep that in mind as we start to enter the drop weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. I've points watched to myself when I've been in these battles, and I'm not going to lie, I can never, not great at math, so it never comes out quite the way that I think, or maybe it's more like I want them to come out. But, yeah, that is a big part of the league here because it gives the drivers, you know, life happens. You can get away for a week or whatever or have a bad race. So, you know, having the drop weeks really does favor the drivers. But at the end of the season, when it gets to be crunch time, you know, you've got to be points racing. But you kind of also need to look at those and figure out, okay, what do I need to do here? You know, if I'm in the driver's seat with one of these 2 guys tonight, I think my biggest goal is just keep the other ones behind me, and the rest will take care of itself.
Standings brought to you by iRacing League Manager. If you run or manage an iRacing League, let iRacing League Manager make it easier for you. Go to iRacingLeagueManager.com for more information. Well, we have 16 drivers on the entry list for tonight's Raiders matchup here. And let's give you the track facts around the Eldora Speedway. Half-mile dirt track, home of the Kings Royal. The $1 million late model race, the Dream. Always a lot of fun, holds 30,000. Highly banked track, 24 degrees in the turns, 8 degrees on the straightaways. You can see how banked the tracks are. We'll actually give you a closer view as we ride on board with Joe Canellis.
Yeah, this is one of the few tracks iRacing has that I've driven on here virtually, but I've also driven on it in real life. And I'm telling you, this is a track you feel every ounce of speed you're going when you hit those corners.
Better view here from our helmet cam, and that just shows you the banking of Eldora Speedway. While we are at it, if you are looking for other racers that enjoy racing without all the name drama or name calling of normal iRacing, come on out and join the Cool Ray Coast2Coast Racing League. We have 16 divisions that race 7 days a week and currently broadcast 9 of them. Members know that they are a part of something bigger than just the on-track experience. Go to www.c2cro.com and click on apply to join in on the action. The cars are virtual and the racing is real. Qualifying underway right now. Let's show you our first driver we are going to be looking at tonight. That is the number 122 of Brian Dickens. Dickens, a little bit of controversy after the Knoxville Nationals last week in his C main. Dickens starts the times off though with a 13.418. Those times will definitely be improving on throughout the night. Qualifying is brought to you by our good friends at the Pitside Podcast. At the Pitside Podcast, join Preston Cranmer and Roger Craig for On the Pitside Podcast each week as they discuss the latest news and developments in the Coast2Coast Racing League, as well as other racing news in and out of iRacing, only on the Coast2Coast Racing Network. Joe Canellis is currently with a quick time of a 13.32 seconds, 1.3321 for the driver of the number 2. Dan McLaren hops in at second quick at a 13.354. Canellis' second lap is not faster. Let's check McLaren off of turn number 4 at the line in the yellows in both halves of the track and will not improve there. Let's go to Brody Brown meanwhile with the number 034. Could it be a second faster lap in a days? Goes to 6 quick at a 13.505. So other drivers taking to the track. Let's watch this man. Austin Stern in the number 75. Watch that clock closely. See if he hits the quick time. Popping up on the bottom of your screen in the green all around. Jack Hick goes 12th quick. Austin Stern in the green all around the track. He goes 13th quick at a 13.66. So not a good first lap here for Austin Stern, neither for Jack Hick. This time for Austin Stern in the purple in Sector 1. This could be a pole lap for Austin Stern. And it is! Quick time for Stern at a 13.311. And ladies and gentlemen, that should do it for qualifying. Only one driver, actually one driver is yet to take the time, and that's Sean Bowers in the number 03. We watch his first lap right now, about to begin lap number 1. He's got 30 seconds left to go, so this will be his only lap likely, unless he can get lap number 2 in time. No mistakes, and he could be up there with Austin Stern tonight. In the green in Sector 1 off of turn number 4. Let's check the first half. It is a 13.74, 16th quick. But 1 lap to go for Sean Bowers. The engine is up to temp in the purple for Sector 1. Can he get... Oh, he got the inside wall. That does it. He had a pole position lap. And qualifying ends. Austin Stern has the quick time at a 13.311. Can you believe that, John?
No, he was going for it on lap 2 and just made that slight bobble down there and caught the inside wall. But you know what? As far as qualifying goes, you do get 5 bonus points for being quick qualifier. So Austin Stern, as far as those points goes, he's laid down the first marker tonight.
Absolutely not what Sean Bowers wants. Qualifies the slowest in qualifying. So what that means is he'll be starting in the rear for the heat. But still, a lot of points he can make up. We get set to go for heat race number 1, our first heat race of the night. is brought to you by the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints, celebrating over 37 years of exciting 360 sprint car action in the northeastern United States and Canada. Stars like Paulie Cola Giovanni, Jason Barney, Chuck Havey, Matt Tanner, Billy Van Iveringen, and many more come to a dirt track near you. For more info, log on to EmpireSuperSprints.com or visit our Facebook and Twitter pages. Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints, where the tradition of excitement guaranteed live on. Here's your starting lineup for heat race number 1 tonight. On the front row, John Rayner and Brody Brown. Row 2, Jeff Flaro and Austin Stern. And row 3, Steve Bixler and Sean Bowers. So for those wondering why the lineup looks different, if you're new to the Coast to Coast Racing League, well, the top 4 is inverted prior to each heat race. So that means Austin Stern, who had the quick time, starts 4th in heat race number 1. 8 laps each heat. Top 4 will qualify directly to the A-Main. Winner starts on pole for tonight's 20-lap feature event. All drivers will make the field tonight. 16 drivers on the entry list. Pace truck makes its way onto pit road in the starter's hands as Rayner and Brown are the front row with Green and Eldora. First time tonight, side by side in turns 1 and 2. Brown with the early edge. Austin Stern trying to take it 3 wide up the middle. That's an interesting move for Austin Stern. Oh! Bumps Rayner! And back he goes in the 5th. I thought he was gone.
Yeah, that was a good save there.
Oh, now Flaro's gone. And he saves it. Wow.
Great driving by these guys, but it's got to put your 2 title contenders there, 3rd or 4th. Let's see if they can get up to the front here.
Bowers and Stern to the inside. Rayner and Brown up on the top shelf. Bowers up to 2nd. Stern, more contact with Bowers. Doesn't want to waste any time. He wants the pole position for tonight's 20-lap feature. Here's Bowers down to the inside, side by side with Rayner for the race lead. Here come the cross flags. 4 up and 4 down.
Yeah, right now, John Rayner, it looks like that outside lane that he's got is a preferred line that's just a little bit quicker. Austin Bowers is right there, though, knocking on his door.
All lanes are good to use, but once we get to feature time, Stern turns around. Brody Brown says, get out of town. I need to fight my way through. 2 laps to go in the first heat race. As I was saying, all lanes are good for the heat races. Then once the feature time comes, you got to make sure you've got a setup dialed in. Rayner shuts the door on Sean Bowers off turn 4. Here we go. White flag in the air for Heat 1. Who is starting on pole tonight for the Raiders? Stern, Flaro loose. Stern inside on Bowers. They touch in front of Flaro. Stern for the last gas. They all get together. Loose off of 4. And at the stripe, give it to Rayner. Oh my goodness, that's how you kick the night off right, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, we just need to hope that their virtual haulers aren't parked next to each other down there in the pits. I think there'll be some interesting conversations to be had after that one.
Heat 1 official margin, 27 thousandths of a second. Heat race number 2 is brought to you by the Super Dirt Car Series, the Northeast Premier Series, showcasing the big block modified premier drivers. From Florida to Canada, the Super Dirt Car Series visits some of the most exciting dirt tracks in front of the biggest crowds. In the words of the voice, Shane Andrews, they're the ground-pounding, earth-shattering, window-rattling beast of the Northeast. They're the big block modified Super Dirt Car Series. And Matt Shepard officially got his championship trophy and his championship ring, Dirt Car Northeast, with their banquet Saturday night in Syracuse. So that was pretty cool to see. I was unable to attend due to my sportscasting commitments at Brockport, but I heard it was a good time, and at least I still got to wear a suit like everyone else. Here's how they line up for heat race number 2. Gary Taylor, Chris Schaefer on the front row, Brian Dickens, Joe Canellis in row 2, and in row 3, Jack Hitt. Again, top 4 all make it to the A-Main. Winner of this heat starts from position number 2. It was actually in Syracuse on Friday night for the Northeast Racing Products Trade Show and Auction, and actually got to talk a little bit with Dean Reynolds, talked a lot of iRace and stuff, and figuring out the Super Dirt Car Series schedule. Dean tells me he's working on it at the moment. Gary Taylor, Chris Schaefer, the front row off of turn number 4. Heat race number 2 is underway. And they're side by side in turn 1. Taylor takes Schaefer with him. Schaefer's around, and here comes Dickens to the inside. Off of 4. Deadlocked at the line between Dickens and Taylor. The 122 trying to go to the point. Taylor trying to keep it at bay. Here's Joe Canellis in the number 2, rocking it in 3rd position. Jack Hick currently in 4th. The last place driver has to go to the B main for extra time. Here's Brian Dickens down to the bottom. Wants the race lead on Gary Taylor off of 2, but losing time on the inside line. Here comes the 2 of Canellis.
That outside still, something happened to Canellis. I think he ran out of fuel. The way that car just stopped going into 1 there.
He's out of fuel. On board Canellis, he is out of fuel. He was only using his qualifying stuff, so that's a tough break for Joe Canellis. Battle for the lead is on between Gary Taylor and Brian Dickens. We officially know your top 4. It's Taylor, Dickens, Hitt, and Schaefer. Now the question is, where will they finish in the A main in the Heat 2? Oh, Schaefer! Excuse me, Dickens! Just gave Gary Taylor the nod up top. Dino knows where that came from. 2 to go in Heat 2.
Starting to think it's a full moon or something out tonight, man. These guys are awful chippy for early on in the night.
We'll have to check the moon status in Rossburg tonight, in real life Rossburg, as the white flag is out, 1 lap to go. Brian Dickens off of turn 2. This is going to be a fun finish to the end. Dickens off of 4, starts from 2nd. It's going to be a fun front row tonight. Dickens takes the Heat 2 win, followed by Taylor, Hitt, and Schaefer. So Heat race number 2 is in the books. Let's go to Heat race number 3. Heat 3 brought to you by the World of Sports podcast. Come relax, laugh, and have a good time with Mike and Rod as they take a dive into the crazy, exciting, wonderful world of sports. Enjoy guests, current events, and the hottest topics in today's sports. If you love sports just as much as us, join us and let's enjoy the world of sports. Find us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. The field's already rolling off for Heat race number 3. 5 drivers involved in this final Heat race for the Raiders tonight. Steve Maurer and Austin Marlett in the front row. Row 2 drivers returning to the Coast2Coast Racing League. Welcome back, Nick King and Dan McLaren. And row 3, David Tormasci.
Yeah, Nick King and Dan McLaren are 2 regulars, though, in our afternoon race for the pickup trucks. At least McLaren is. And Nick King runs with us on Thursday nights in the late models. It'll be really neat to see what these guys can do in these cars.
Absolutely. So it's glad to see them return. McLaren, always a fast driver. Timed 3rd on the time trials tonight. So we'll see how he does. By the way, if you're watching in chat, let us know who you were rooting for in the Rebels tonight. Joe Halter, love the broadcast, fellas. Thank you. Absolutely. VSC 420 says thank you, guys. Dean Reynolds says some good chats. Absolutely. We're underway for Heat race number 3. Inside, oh man, a mosh pit off of turn number 2 with the top 4. Got to be careful because if they wreck, David Tormasci gets a top 4 spot. McLaren with the early lead. Excuse me, McLaren's in 2nd, Marlett with the lead, Maurer 3rd, and Nick King back to 4th. But here comes McLaren on Marlett.
Yeah, McLaren is looking to the inside of him all the way through here. He's really starting to work him over and showing some patience here. But these claps, 13, just over 13 seconds. He doesn't have a whole lot of time to get this done, though.
Good battles for the lead. Good battles for 3rd position. McLaren pulls up to the inside. Can he get the lead? No. 24 degrees of banking helps out Austin Marlett. Wing to wing off of turn 4. Can McLaren clear? Yes, he can. Dan McLaren to the top spot. Let's go. And he just pitched the fastest lap of the race, 13.62. Second fastest was Marlett with a 13.65. 3 laps to go in Heat race number 3. Nick King is up to third position. Steve Maurer is back in fourth. But here comes David Termaschi closing in on the 888 car.
That's for a transfer spot, so if he can get there in the next lap and a half, he can punch his ticket and get to the main show.
McLaren a faster lap, 13.58 off of turn 4. White flag is out. Nick King just always flipping in 4 into the pit lane.
Yeah, he caught the inside wall just like Sean Bowers did in qualifying, and it sent him for a ride, but that moves up Termaschi into a transfer spot.
Termaschi with a 4-leaf clover takes fourth as Dan McLaren takes the win in heat race number 3. Starts from third position tonight. So heats are in the books for the Raiders. As we get set for the B main. And we are good to go. Our B main tonight is brought to you by Chip Bangers Racing, an official team of the Cool Ray Coast to Coast Racing League. Only 5 drivers in this B main, so this is just for extra practice. Could be 4 drivers in this B main, so just for extra practice, just for a fun, good old time. So here's how they line up for the heat, or for the B main, excuse me. Steven Bixler, Joe Canellis on the front row. Nick King, Brody Brown in row 2. By the way, ignore Nathan Aldrich. He is our air traffic controller tonight for the Raiders. So field gets ready to roll on off. Final 3 weeks of the season for Monday Night Madness. Of course, tonight we are at Eldora. Next week we go to the near 1 mile long track of USA. And then our season finale is at Volusia for championship night. So the 4 drivers roll off just for a lot of fun. While we are at it, by the way, let's take this moment to say hello to Stephen Ovens, the voice of Land of Legends Raceway, and if you're a dirt car guy in the Northeast, you definitely know Steve well. Some sad news. He's had a tough time these past few weeks. A couple weeks ago, lost his dad, Stuart, and a couple days ago, lost his brother, Brad. And Steve, just want to let you know, we are thinking about you. Everyone here at the Coast to Coast Racing League is here. If you definitely need anything, Steve's been like a brother to me whenever I'm covering races at the Land of Legends or working pit side as their reporter. So thoughts and prayers are with Steve, and the rest of his family.
Yeah, I can second that. Just a real tough time during not the best time of year, so just thoughts and prayers all around for him.
Absolutely. Pace truck is in. Steve Bixler, Joe Canellis. The front row as the B main is green. I would expect Nick King to make his way to the point in an instant. Joe Canellis moves up into the chocolate chips. I think Nick King just put a door onto him like how Max McLaughlin doored Matt Shepard back in the Dirt Car Nationals earlier on this season in February. So Canellis back to 4th. Brody Brown is 3rd. Nick King back at 0.6 of a second on Steve Bixler. You see here, John, the track's starting to rubber in on that low groove. Everyone's going up a higher groove. That's normal for dirt car iRacing.
Yeah, it is. And right now, knowing that you're going to make the A main, these guys could search around here and start looking where their car works best, start making a plan for the A. So, they've got the luxury here. This is basically a hot lap session. Yeah, you can improve your position and, how many cars you're going to have to pass in the future and whatnot. But with only 4 here, I would be all over this track, just seeing, what works, what doesn't, and so I'm more ready for the future.
Remember, an open setup league on Monday Night Madness. This is interesting. Watch Brody Brown here in the turns. He is going all the way, like right next to that apron on that inside retaining wall. Same with Joe Canellis. Is this a strategy move possibly just to test their cars out?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of tack down there still. So if you can set your car up, doing little things to get it to rotate, maybe a little different gearing to give you the drive off, you can make that bottom work here. I've seen it done, especially over in 3 and 4. By the end of the night, especially in the Renegades, you're going to see guys running the top, the bottom, the middle. It's just all on how you set these cars up, where the grip is, and the driver's skill.
Nick King all over Steven Bixler. Bixler just trying to figure out where's King going. King set the move up too late, maybe preparing, loses about a car length there. 2 laps to go in the B main. Winner of the B main starts in 13th. Everyone else lined up 14th through 16th. All the way up on that outside, Nick King figuring out where Bixler is going. Final lap underway in the B main. Bixler was in the bottom of the E main in the Knoxville Nationals. Made his way up to the D main, got eliminated there though. Nick King, one last shot off of turn 4, pulls it to the inside, but too late. Bixler takes the B main over King, Brown, and Canellis. So preliminary action for our Raiders is complete. We're going to take this opportunity. We're going to go to break. Stay with us, and when we come back, it's our first feature of the night. We are back here at the Outdoor Speedway. Warm-ups just about complete. Your quick time driver in warm-ups is Brian Dickens at a 13.687. Checkers are out on the warm-up, and we are set to go for our 20-lap feature at the Outdoor Speedway. VSZ 420, rooting for Joe Canellis and Austin Marlett. So here we go for our first feature of the evening to kick off week number 10 at the Outdoor Speedway. Here is your starting lineup. On the front row, it's John Rayner and Brian Dickens. Row 2, Dan McLaren and Austin Stern. Row 3, Gary Taylor and Austin Marlett. Row 4, Sean Bowers, Jack Hitt. Row 5, Steve Maurer and Jeff Flaro. And row number 6, Chris Schaefer and David Tormasci. Here's how the rest of the field looks. Steven Bixler, Nick King, Brody Brown, and Joe Canellis. So there's your field as we get set to go for our first feature of the night. John, we were talking during the break, and you said this is an interesting front five, so buckle your seatbelts.
Yeah, you know, drivers never forget, and there was some contact there in the heat races, and now they're all bunched up at the beginning of the big race of the night, the one that counts. So, yeah, anything can happen here. So, yeah, definitely buckle up, and let's enjoy the show.
So here we go, a unique front row at an outdoor tonight for the Raiders. John Rayner, Brian Dickens, the front row, off of turn 4, the first feature is green. Into turn 1, it's the Dylan Westbrook Racing start of the race. Rayner losing a lot of time as Dickens takes the early lead, but here comes Austin Stern up into second spot, up a turn 4, Diamond's the corner, at the stripe, Dickens leads lap 1.
Set him up for the slide job there in turn 2 nicely, but here comes the crossover from Dickens.
Gary Taylor. Taylor, nice save by the 34, keeps it going. As Stern continues to lead, has the fastest lap of the race. Brian Dickens, Dan McLaren, John Rayner, and Jack Hitt. That's your top 5. A good run from Gentleman Jack so far early.
Yeah, but he's got Sean Bowers, who remember is one of our title contenders, all over his back door here. So he's got to get some spots and gain them here quickly before Austin Stern checks out.
4-point lead without the drop, but we're under yellow for the first time tonight. And that is for Steve Maurer in the 888. As we go to our Malcolm's Mills mill riding replay for the first time tonight. And let's see what happened with Maurer. In the back of the pack. And it's 3 wide, and Nick King moves him up, and that just sent him loose. And Austin Marlick gets a piece of that too.
Yeah, Nick was right in the center in the slick here. And, you know, these cars, when you hit that, you know, when I say the slick, if you're looking at the screen, it's that really dark area into the corners. If you hit that, there's no grip there. All of a sudden you lose a lot of grip. And, you know, we know that Nick doesn't have a lot of experience in these cars, at least not in this league. And it looked like he just moved up a little bit there and caught Maurer there and set that chain reaction off.
So we'll go to green with 16 laps to go. 4 laps are complete in our Raiders feature tonight. Austin Stern with the fastest lap of the race so far at a 13.848. Lights are off, the pace truck, 1 lap to go to the green flag.
Right now is so important as a driver too. You got to be looking at the guy in front of you and know who it is and try to make a plan to get around him here in the next lap or 2. This is your best spot to pass on these restarts.
Austin Stern, the control car, him, Dickens, McLaren, Rayner, Hitt. That's your top 5. We're back to green. Good start for Stern on Brian Dickens. Dan McLaren third. Jack Hitt takes the first move down to the inside, but falls back a spot. Sean Bowers takes it away. Here comes Jeff Flaro. John Rayner nearly takes it 3 wide. Up on the outside, Bowers takes position 4.
That was a real nice move by Bowers. He set that up going down the backstretch, and now he's closing in on position number 3.
That is Dan McLaren in the 89. Bowers takes a look down to the bottom of the racetrack. Final podium spot up for grabs. Bowers tries the slider. Can't do it. They nearly get together. Meanwhile, oh, big crash. That's the 23. Chris Schaefer's around. Another driver involved, Brody Brown, up on his side. And this was all started. You saw it on your screen, folks. A 3 wide situation gone wrong with the 23 of Schaefer. We had another driver involved, though, I think, Steve Maurer. We'll take a look at it in a moment. But first, let's go to the Malcolm's replay and show you Chris Schaefer. Up on the outside, got a run on Jeff Flaro. Oh, head came up on Flaro. Sent him around. Then you see Brody Brown up on his lid. Let's look at Steve Maurer here as well, because we believe the yellow also involved him. That's what we have for live timing. Oh, he came down on Marlett, and then, ooh, a hard shot head on. Loses the entire front, up on his side, and his night may be ending.
Yeah, think this is the definition of action-packed, don't you say?
Absolutely, and we're not even at the Renegades feature yet. So we're back to green. 7 laps in the books. Nice restart for Austin Stern, Brian Dickens, Stan McLaren. Bowers trying to find a way back by McLaren in that 89. Up on that banking. The right rear sneakers next to the wall. A mosh pit off of 4 with Flaro, hit and Rayner. Flaro trying to inside, 3 wide off of 2 as Rayner caught the wall for a moment. Let's see what Flaro does. Puts the mega slider on Rayner. And Flaro up to 5th position. Austin Stern, by the way, fastest lap of the race at a 13.84. Change for 3rd. McLaren's in the wall and Bowers takes 3rd away. Cross flat.
Bowers. I'm sorry, that's what Bowers up there on the podium now. He's going to go after P2 here, and then we got our 2 front runners for the points and a caution.
Let's check what the yellow is for here. Oh, it's those drivers that have been racing so hard. Taylor hit. Nick King also in it. Oh, man. A lot of drivers that had a good chance of the top 5 rung are destroyed. Let's take a look at the Malcolm's replay. Hit with the slide job up on Rayner, and they just make contact, and around they go. Look at Nick King up in the catch fence. Gary Taylor's pinballing around like a top. He's probably dizzy after all of that. And we'll get you to the onboards here. I believe we're going to show you Gary Taylor as well, who is also part of that battle.
Yeah, that whole thing looked like it started when Jack there tried to put a slide job on him. When he got up to that top, it looked like his back end kicked a little loose out. Really broke momentum, and John Rayner had nowhere to go, and that set off that whole melee there.
Gary Taylor looking like he is breakdancing. Back to green, 9 laps to go at Eldora, and Bowers wasting no time on Dickens. He wants a piece of 2nd spot and takes it away. His next guy he wants to grab, that's Austin Stern.
Bowers is coming, no doubt. He's got a few laps here to get it done.
Let's take a look. Stern, though, the faster car at the moment. Let's see what Bowers can do, who started in 7th position. Remember as well, 4-point lead coming in. Stern started with the striking early with the quick time, and Bowers didn't get a top 5 time in time trials. Now he's up to 2nd. He wants to keep that lead around 5 without the drops. 6 to go for Austin Stern. Behind them, Dickens, Flaro, McLaren has lost a bunch of spots all the way back to 6th. And from last to 5th is Joe Canellis. Schaefer's also in this after spinning earlier in position number 6.
Yeah, Schaefer's the only one that's actually making ground up, and he is using the bottom to do so.
4 laps to go here at the Eldora Speedway. Schaefer had the door shut on him by Joe Canellis. His next target is Jeff Flaro as McLaren takes away the spot. Oh, Canellis caught the wall. Can he save it? Oh my! That's Dickens! Surprise, surprise! And we're under yellow. And Dickens was running in 3rd position at the time. That's why they were all checking up. This was by himself. And he clips the wall and is just ramming off of turn 3. And how nobody missed him. I mean, excuse me, how everybody missed him as he's in the middle of the track, I don't know.
That's a good piece of driving by everybody to miss him. But boy, that's tough, you know, have a good run going like that. Just barely hit that wall. It looked like his car had damage after that initial contact, and that's why he got back into the wall, it looked like. But, you know, hey, there's always next week. You'll have to come back and give it another shot. So
it's Stern versus Bowers here as the pace truck is are we going 1 to green? Yes, we are going 1 to green at the line. Man, John, I gotta ask you, do you like Stern or do you like Bowers? I mean, Stern's had the faster car, but Bowers is hungry.
Yeah, you know, Stern's gonna have a big advantage to be able to dictate the start here, but Bowers on that last start. Remember, that's where he got around Dickens. He made a plan, he worked the plan, and was able to take the spot. So we'll see here if he's going to try to do the same thing and pull that slide job in 1 and 2 right on the start to take the spot.
Stern, the control car on this restart. He has led all but one of the laps here today in the Raiders feature. Stacks them up, and we're back to green, and immediately Bowers wants the inside. Can't get to the inside left rear wheel of Stern just yet. Bowers still second. Flaro tries the bottom in the third position. Nothing there. Now Bowers thinking about the basement. He can't get any grip down there. For fourth, meanwhile, Joe Canellis from last up into fourth. 2 to go. He for sure your A&J Custom Creations Hard Charger Award of the race. Meanwhile, off of turn 4, white flag is in the air. Final lap for Austin Stern. He won earlier this season at Charlotte on the dirt track, but has not won since. 3 and 4, Austin Stern's second win of the season. He takes it at Eldora. And a big points paying statement for Stern. Now entering 2 races to go. Bowers.
Yeah, remember Stern got those bonus points for qualifying too, so that's going to be a big bump in points.
Stern parks it up in victory lane. Flaro and Bowers join him. I will mention it right now. There he is, Joe Canellis, your A&J Custom Creations Hard Charger of the race. Specialized in laser engraving and CNC machining, A&J puts their craftsmanship to work in every wood trophy and plaque they produce. A&J provides trophies and plaques to all of Coast to Coast Racing League Division champions. Contact Andy Patton to order your custom creation today. Also, our restarts tonight are brought to you by our friends at Icon Sim Sports, aiming to bring the sim racing community a one-of-a-kind fixed chassis experience like no other while exemplifying extraordinary customer service to its patrons. Imagine having a sim racing chassis built specifically for you, a custom chassis engineered to accommodate you and your needs while replicating the look, feel, and design of a real race car. Check them out online at www.iconsimsports.com. Austin Stern celebrating with a burnout. Going to do another lap, show how much fuel he's got left. But we'll talk with him in just a moment. All we need to get in here is Flaro and Bowers. And it was a fun race to kick off the night. And Stern just put in the wall, and he just said, yeah, that probably wasn't a good idea. All right, so your top 2, we're just going to go with the top 2 here as of right now, unless Flaro comes in. We'll start by taking your second place finisher, Bowers, and John's got him.
Hey, Sean, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, you put yourself in a hole tonight and put on a show doing it, though. Didn't get that qualifying, that second lap in, but wouldn't have mattered there with a little bit of trouble. But what a run through the field. Walk me through how you just your whole night and how you were able to come through and still get a second place finish out of it.
Yeah, qualifying didn't go so well, but in the heat race made up a couple spots. Kind of an unfortunate event there, the last lap, but what happens. And in the heat rate or in the feature, starting 7th, especially with these super short races, you gotta be aggressive, and the track didn't get quite as slick as I would have hoped, because I was hoping to kind of get up there, and putting pressure is a little bit easier, when the track's just a little bit more slick and that cushion is just a little thinner.
Yeah, what kind of things when you see that and you realize, hey, that track's not going to slick up quite the way, do you make adjustments or on your setup, or do you more adjust to how you're driving?
With that track state, I knew that it was going to be top dominant, and we weren't especially with only 20 laps, we weren't going to have anything to do with the bottom. If we would have had maybe 30, 35 laps, maybe that bottom would have eventually come into play. But, on that last restart, I kind of hit the wall, which kind of sucks. But, I didn't ever get close enough to give him a run for his money.
Well, you put a heck of a show on. We were really glad to watch it there and had us at the edge of our seats, no doubt. Anybody want to give a shout out to for your second place finish here tonight?
Yeah, all the guys over there at the Firm Motorsports, Apex Auto Glass and Tinting, ABR Setup Shop, Mazin's Transport, 2-1 Designs, and got to thank Kevin Fry for giving me the spot tonight.
That's outstanding. Hey, Sean Bowers, that's our second place finisher tonight.
Nice job, Sean. We appreciate your time as always. Now we go to Cool Ray Victory Lane, and we're about to talk with our race winner, Austin Stern. Austin, this one has to feel good, man, after all you've been through these past few weeks.
Yeah, it's about time. That was a long time coming. I was getting kind of frustrated. Ran out of fuel at the Knoxville Nationals. Being in third, and finally feels good to get a W. But I was kind of disappointed in myself a little bit there early in the heat race, and a lot of contact, and I was kind of feeling a little upset about that. But it's all about getting the W, and we did what we did.
Big for you in points, though, man, because not only did you get the win and beat Bowers, but you had the quick time as well. Bowers never even qualified in the top 5 because he hit the wall on lap 2.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure if we got points for quick time, but Bergeron's got this ABR setup shop car set up really well. Without him, none of this would be possible for me. This may be small for people, but this is huge for me.
Anyone else you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank all the LGR boys, the LGR Motorsports, One Wish Foundation, Wraps and Stitches, Red Line Race Designs, Finish Line Repair, CD Photography, and Coast2Coast, of course, for giving us an amazing league, a great league to run and get better at.
All right, Austin, we will let you go. Congrats on the win, man.
Thanks, man.
Austin Stern with his second win of the season in Cool Ray Victory Lane. Cool Ray's goal is to make sure that Ray's tradition of 100% customer satisfaction lives on today. Cool Ray is proud of their reputation of providing excellent service to homeowners and businesses in Georgia. Their mission is to continue to build long-lasting relationships with their customers through their winning spirit and commitment to 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Let's give you our race results from the Raiders event. John, your thoughts on this race?
Well, it was exciting from start to finish, for sure. I do think, we saw the cream rise to the crop and to the top, and I think that's what we'll continue to see as the night goes on. This is a track that's incredibly fast, and once it slicks up, I do believe the guys that have traditionally done well here are going to come back and do well here again, because this is a track either you can get it or you can't, and that's kind of what I look forward to for the rest of the night.
Alrighty, so we will step aside and go to break, and when we come back, it will be Rebels time. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Cool Ray has always been a leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians. that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
We are back live here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We are getting set to go for our B division tonight, and they are our Coast to Coast Racing League Rebels. Our Rebels are brought to you by the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. If you have just joined us, Mari Sakala here with you alongside John Hine. We have got another good one tonight and a great car count. Just about 20 to 21 drivers on the entry list.
Yeah, we had a lot of excitement last time, and I expect that to continue here, especially with these drivers, because now the big prize is, the transfer to the Renegades here for the main event tonight.
Absolutely. So let's break down our point standings brought to you by iRacing League Manager. And right now it is all Nicholas Fickray, even with one less race on the season. He has 530 points on the year, but he's got some couple good contenders in Joe Backus and Kevin Fry. However, they both had tough finishes last week 2 weeks ago at Limerland. Backus with a 15th place finish. As for Fry, he had a 13th place finish. That really helped out for Vic Ray, who 2 weeks ago as well did not race 2 weeks ago,
Yeah, but he's got that drop week, the one that he missed. So, now basically you're looking at the end of the season with no mulligans. So these guys got to make every race count, every position count, and be smart. Don't put yourself in bad positions and get the best finishes at the end of the day that they can.
Yeah, something as well we should add to remember in the B division, your IL has to be under 225. Backus is currently at a 224, so has to be careful with racing tonight at the same time.
Yeah, if you want to transfer up to the Renegades at season end, you've got to be watching that, or even to transfer up to the Renegades even for tonight. You got to be at that 220. And for those that are listening that don't know, what we do is we calculate how many incidents a guy has in a night, and if they're getting too many incidents, they're not permitted to transfer up. So yeah, there's a couple things here the drivers have to be watching, that the points definitely, but also that what we call iRacing incidences.
Definitely. So we get set to go here for tonight. Couple moments away from qualifying with bigger field and a longer race here. We've got in Austin Stern and Sean Bowers our top two. How do you expect them to race tonight with a bunch of these other guys?
Well, Austin Stern just disconnected, so I don't know if he has an IL issue or a computer issue, so he should be very competitive. I mean, the guy is fast. He did really well for himself in the Knoxville Nationals that we had. So if he gets back in here, you look for him to compete. And the same thing with Sean Bowers. Bowers has won a Renegades race, so this guy is also very quick. He's going to stack up nicely against anybody in here.
Definitely. Let's take a look at our practice speeds as qualifying is just about 45 seconds away from us. How they look at the moment is Brandon Templeton with a 13.319, then Kevin Fry with a 13.323. Vic Ray is 6th quick at a 13.427. Last week's winner, Brendan Lacey, a 13.425, and also always a threat, Brendan Lacey. Good to see him back with the Rebels.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, he's a real-world racer and always puts on a good show and is always quick whenever he shows up with us.
So here we go for qualifying. Qualifying brought to you by the Pitside Podcast. Take a look at some drivers we can watch that roll off on the track. First one we'll watch is the 181. That is Jeffrey Kemper. So again, expect these lap 1 times to be a little slow. And then once the engine starts to warm up, that's when the lap 2 speeds get pretty quick. So Kemper will be the first man on the clock. In fact, right now we've got over 10 drivers taking time in qualifying. We will watch first Kevin Fry in the number 21. Always a threat in qualifying. Kemper with a 13.648 to start the night. Halter goes top of the charts with a 13.44. Kevin Fry to the top at a 13.299. Now Corey Cussler to the top at a 13.277. Clevenger goes 6th. Halter 5th. Backus 8th. Fry trying to improve. He can't. Cussler faster on lap 2. He's not. Let's go to Andy Patton in the 87. 4th quick at a 13.34. Off of the 4th corner. Slower. Next guy, we'll go to Roger Craig in the 747. Actually, correction. Sorry, Roger. We'll go to Dan McLaren in the 89, currently 5th quick at a 13.367. Tied with Atkinson for the spot, so then it's coming down to the thousandths marker. And McLaren just ahead by a scotch. McLaren improving in the second half of the lap, but slower. Vic Ray off of turn 4, looking to improve, and goes up to 7th quick. 13.387. Now we go to Brennan Lacey in the 414. In the green in Sector 1. Let's check out Sector 2 off of turn 4. Good lap for Brennan Lacey coming up. Where does he clock in on lap 1? 8th quick for Lacey at a 13.398. Slower in Sector 1 on lap 2, so that could be a big factor. Off of turn 4, a pole lap in Sector 2, but it's slower at a 13.41. Man, if he was in the green, you could have seen a quick time lap. So as of from what we have on our screen, that will do it for qualifying and for the time trials. And with a quick time of 13.277, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Corey Cussler in the 126.
Yeah, and to put that time into perspective, last time we were here with the Renegades back in, I think it was August, we clocked in the quick time that night was Brandon Schultz with a 13.56. We've had a couple of iRacing builds and updates and whatnot since then, and now we're at a 2.7. These cars are a whole lot faster than the last time we were here.
Cussler's been racing with us for the last 2 weeks, including this week. Hasn't raced since week 5 at Williams Grove. Moved down from Renegades in the first week down to the Rebels. Here we go for heat race number 1, and our first heat race of the night, as always, is brought to you by the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints, celebrating over 37 years of exciting 360 sprint car action in the northeastern United States and Canada. Stars like Paulie Colagiovanni, Jason Barney, Chuck Habe, Matt Tanner, Billy Van Imogen, and many more come to a dirt track near you. For more info, log on to EmpireSuperSprints.com or visit our Facebook and Twitter pages for more info. The Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints, where the tradition of excitement guaranteed live on. And here are how they line up for our first heat tonight. On the front row, Greg Palmer-Lee and Nicholas Vic Ray. Row 2, Andy Patton and Corey Cussler. Row 3, Mike Cranmer and Roger Craig. And that is how they line up. Excuse me, we've got one driver in 7th. That is Rory Collins in the 62. Should be an interesting heat here, John, but you got guys like Nicholas Vick-Ray who are slower than Corey Cussler and Andy Patton in qualifying. Could he be the one to watch out potentially?
I think so. I think starting that outside row right here up front gives him a big advantage, and I think that he's got the pace to hold it off for sure. But Corey is going to be coming. I mean, there was almost a 10th difference in their lap times, but he's going to have to figure a way around him. That old saying in racing, catching him is one thing, passing him is another.
As we get set to go green for heat number 1, let us know where you're watching from and who you are rooting for in tonight's Rebels competition, as we're just about half a lap away from the green flag. Top 4 transfer directly to the A-main. Winner of heat number 1 starts from the pole position in tonight's 25-lap feature. We're ready for the green flag in the starter's hands. Green lights are on. And Vick-Ray with the early advantage on Greg Parmalee. Can he get the advantage off of turn number 2? Still side by side with Parmalee off the turn. Andy Patton is in 3rd. Corey Cussler back and 4th. The top 2 nearly come to blows. It's Parmalee by a skosh at the line. Here comes Patton as well. Thought about 3 wide for a moment in 3rd position. And Cussler's up there in 4th.
Yeah, Cussler has nowhere to go right now with those guys basically being the same speed side by side for the lead. You know, it's just, they're like they are lined up 2 by 2.
Nearly makes contact with Andy Patton in the corner. Still side by side for the lead between Parmalee and Vick-Ray. This time it's Vick-Ray. Nobody can clear just yet. And the corners, look out, Cussler. Loose off a turn 4 and a nice save, but still has 4th. Excuse me, that was Andy Patton in the 87 that got loose. Cussler still up there in P3. Vick-Ray may have Parmalee cleared here for the top spot. Not yet, still wheel to wheel in 1. And now he's got it. Vick-Ray to the lead, looking for pole position tonight. He's got 2 to go with the line for heat 1.
Now you see Cussler trying to take that same line that Nick is in and try to get around 2nd there. He's only got about a lap to go yet to do it.
White is out. Who's starting from pole tonight? You see your top 4 on your screen. Parmalee still 2nd, Cussler in 3rd, but out in front. Nicholas Vick-Ray in the 00. No one's going for the slide job off of 4. Vick-Ray's on pole tonight for the 25-lap feature. And your top 4 all transfer through. So a fun heat race number 1 to begin the night. Heat race number 2 brought to you by the Super Dirt Car Series, the Northeast Premier Series showcasing the Big Block Modified Premier drivers. From Florida to Canada, the Super Dirt Car Series visits some of the most exciting dirt tracks in front of the biggest crowds. In the words of the voice Shane Andrews, they're the ground-pounding, earth-shattering, window-rattling beasts of the Northeast. They're the Big Block Modified Super Dirt Car Series. Here's how they line up for heat race number 2. Joe Backus and Brennan Lacey, that's the front row. Row 2, Dan McLaren and Kevin Fry. And row 3, Nick Schell and Brody Brown. This is a stacked heat for sure, John.
Yes, it is. Kevin Fry is in there with Brennan Lacey. Both these guys are quick whenever we see them. But same thing with Dan McLaren. He doesn't make a lot of starts in here, but man, he is fast when he shows up. And these guys aren't afraid to be aggressive, so I look forward to this being real exciting here. Real exciting heat here for us.
Man, the top 4 will be extremely quick. I feel sorry for Brody Brown and Nicholas Schell because they have to deal with how fast your 4 drivers are. Kevin Fry, Dan McLaren, Brennan Lacey, Joe Backus, they're so good.
Yep, if they want one of those transfer spots, they're going to have to go up there and take it. You know, but they also got to be careful. I think these guys are going to race hard. They don't want to get caught up a simple mistake and pole vault them into a transfer spot pretty quick.
Backus and Lacey, your front row, top 4 transfer to the feature. Winner starts from the outside of the front row. We're green at Eldora. Backus with the start early on. Dan McLaren in 2nd, but Lacey trying to fight back up on the outside. Look at the run. He got off of turn 2. Can he go around for the race lead? 3 wide off of turn 4 and at the line. Give it. I think it was Lacey who led it, and we're still 3 wide in the first corner. Kevin Fry up there in third position, 2 by 2 in 3 and 4. A pack at a speed over 100 miles an hour doing pace laps. Look how Kevin Fry touched the wheel of Joe Backus, keeps it going.
Yeah, didn't really lose a whole lot of ground there either. They're still right under a blanket here as they come out of 4.
Brennan Lacey with the lead. Fry looking on the outside of Dan McLaren while he looks down low on Joe Backus. Can't do anything yet. Fry touches McLaren's wheel. Now he crosses over down to the bottom. And he lost.
The contact there. They're getting away with a lot of contact out there for open wheels.
How about Nicholas Shaw and Brody Brown still up there with the driver in 4th, and they could be looking at a transfer spot. Kevin Fry probably the most aggressive, but here comes Backus looking for the race lead. Can't make a run just yet out of it for 3rd spot. Meanwhile, Fry trying on McLaren there. Oh boy, that was close. 2 to go in the heat. Fry with a slider. McLaren the crossover. Good, hard racing for position number 3 in this heat. Slides him back. Fry crosses over. White is out. 1 to go in the heat. Watch this closely. If they come to blows, Nick Shaw and Brody Brown, get ready. There it is. Oh, Shaw puts Fry on his lid. I told you it was coming. Brennan Lacey takes the heat win. Did I say it was not coming, John?
Yeah, and that's, I think we both did, actually. I think in the previous, I said one mistake's going to pole vault them in. But, man, that is hard racing. And with all that contact, it was kind of, you're right. It was a matter of time before something went south there.
I forgot who once said it, but if you don't like that, get in your car and go home. That was incredible racing.
Once again, I think we're also in a situation where we got to be glad that those haulers aren't parked next to each other.
Absolutely. Heat race number 3 brought to you by the World of Sports podcast. Come relax, laugh, and have a good time with Mike and Rod as they take a dive into the crazy, exciting, wonderful world of sports. Enjoy guests, current events, and the hottest topics in today's sports. If you love sports just as much as us, join us and let's enjoy the world of sports. Find us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. So 6 drivers in this heat. I believe this is the final heat for the Rebels tonight, and here's how they line up. Jack Clevenger and Joe Halter on the front row, Jesse Atkinson, Brandon Templeton. In row 2 and row 3, Jeffrey Kemper and Sean Bowers.
In this heat, you got Clevenger, who is always really quick, but the 2 guys I'm going to be looking out for the most are going to be that 31 car of Brandon Templeton. Over the last probably month and a half or so, I think he's been one of the most improved drivers in the league. And we just got done watching Sean Bowers do this very thing. Start on the rear and drive to the front. We'll see if he can carry that on right here.
We'll definitely watch Templeton very closely. That's the white and green. Number 31, 4th in points coming on into the night. Jack Clevenger, a recent winner back at Lanier with Joe Halter on the front row. We get set to go green for heat race number 3. Winner starts 3rd in tonight's feature. And it's Clevenger with the go early, clears on Halter. Here comes Atkinson. He's been fast lately. He's up to 2nd, and he wants a piece of the lead. Came close to winning the Knoxville Nationals last week, and is up there with Clevenger for the top spot. Templeton scrapes the wall for a moment. Battle for the final transfer spot. Bowers inside on Joe Halter. Can he get it? Not just yet at the line for the lead. Meanwhile, Atkinson clears Clevenger barely. 3 wide for the race lead. Templeton wants a 2 for 1, but they bang, and Clevenger keeps the lead. Oh, man, this is hard racing early on here, John. Templeton up top, Atkinson on the bottom for 2nd, and Joe Halter still has 4th.
Yeah, Brandon's got that top working right now. I think he's the fastest car on the track. We'll just see if he can get there.
Templeton keeping 2nd, but here he goes to the inside. Clevenger on him, but Templeton wants the lead. 3 to go in heat race number 3 at the line. And Halter clears up on Atkinson for third position. We'll watch the battle for fourth extremely closely. 5 cars under a blanket have a chance to win the third heat. And here comes Bowers on Atkinson for fourth. Oh man, this is tight. This is tight. Atkinson keeps control. Halter wants on Templeton for second. Got loose off the corner. White is out. 1 to go for Jack Clevenger. He's got a nice gap on Brandon Templeton. As long as he doesn't run out of fuel, he's good to go in 3 and 4 for the final time. Clevenger takes the third heat race of the night. And for fourth position, it's Atkinson in a photo finish on Bowers. That was close.
That was a good heat race.
I'm out of breath after that one, so.
Yeah, man, that's right there is, that should be the poster child on how to race and get it done. What a great race between the 4 of those guys. 5 of those guys with Bowers sneaking in there.
Our B main tonight is brought to you by Chip Bangers Racing, an official sponsor of the Coast to Coast Racing League. So here's how we line things up. Mike Cranmer, Dan McLaren in the front row, Sean Bowers and Roger Craig in row 2, Kevin Fry, Jeffrey Kemper, in row 3, and Rory Collins starts in 7th position. So the field rolls off as we get set to go.
Well, once again, we're in a position here where all our B main guys will all transfer. So, you know, here's a great opportunity to really test things out, see where your car works, see where it doesn't. But with this many cars, though, you might want to pick up 2 or 3 spots just so you don't have to pass those guys coming out in the feature.
19 cars, 19 cars will take the green for the feature tonight with the Rebels.
But I don't know about you, Marty, but that inside row there with Bowers and Fry sitting there 3rd and 5th, I think that's going to be those 2 are going to be the guys to watch, see what they can do here.
Cranmer, McLaren, the front row for the B main. Again, drivers just getting extra practice as we get set to go racing with the Rebels. The determined positions 13 through 19. The front row, we're green. So Mike Cranmer gets the jump early. Dan McLaren, Sean Bowers from the Raiders side by side for 2nd position here. As one of them take a look down to the inside for the race lead. They cannot just yet. McLaren tried it. Cranmer leads lap 1. Here's for 4th position, Roger Craig and Kevin Fry. Fry is mad and he is hungry. He was in a B main transfer position, and around goes the Bass Man. Craig up on his side. Kevin Fry on the low line. Nobody else is going there. There may be some tack left over. He's tucked back in 4th position where 2 other guys are side by side in front of him. Remember, Fry and McLaren were the ones that got together, and they almost get together again. Shades of heat 2 before the lead. Here comes Bowers. Slides up on Mike Cranmer. Crossover from the number 70. Hard racing here. Oh my goodness, did you see the slide job Kevin Fry put on? That was huge. Bowers gonna put one right back in Cranmer's face. Halfway home in the B main. Cranmer again trying the inside line as the track is starting to slicken up. Here comes Kevin Fry, top shelf, Watts P2 off of 4, and he's got it. All working on Sean Bowers for that race lead. And here goes Fry inside. He puts a slider on Bowers' face. Bowers fights it back with a crossover and leads to the line with 3 to go. Try another crossover from him. They are trading sliders every single turn. Fry's got it. He may be in the preferred position if they keep doing it. 2 laps to go, and now Bowers wants to play some strategy. He may try a slider of his own. Nope, not yet. He's waiting. Diamonds 3 and 4 as we take the white. 2 car length lead for Kevin Fry on Sean Bowers. Not a good 1 and 2 for the driver of the number 03. Sends it in for a final time. Not working though. Kevin Fry takes the B main. starts from 13th tonight. So preliminary action is in the books. As we have our 3-minute warm-up, so we will step aside, go to break, and when we come back, it's feature time for the Rebels on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Back here at the virtual Outdoor Speedway, Roger Craig with the photo bomb on the crash as warm-ups are just about complete here in Eldora. We are just about set to go 25 circuits around the house that Earl built in Rossburg, Ohio. Who's going to take the win tonight? We're about to find out. Here is your starting lineup. On the front row, Nicholas Vic Ray, your points leader, and last week's winner, Brennan Lacey. In row 2, it's linear winner Jack Clevenger and Greg Parmalee. Row 3, Joe Backus and Brandon Templeton. Row 4, Corey Kussler and Nicholas Show. Row 5, Joe Halter and Andy Patton. Row 6, Brody Brown and Jesse Atkinson. In row 7, Kevin Fry and Sean Bowers. Row 8, Mike Cradmer and Dan McLaren. Row 9, Jeffrey Kemper and Roger Craig. Starting from last is Rory Collins. Set to go, let's turn it up to 10,000 RPM. 1 lap to go until we take the green flag. John, who do you like real quick?
Boy, it's a tough call. You know, you've got a lot of fast guys with like Vickery and Lacey up front, but we've got fast guys spread all the way through the field. You look back there, row 7 with Kevin Fry back there, and along with Sean Bowers. So, you know what? I'm going to go with Nick Vickery here. I think he's showed some speed, and I think either him or Lacey are going to control this thing.
Going to be a fun one. Off of turn 4, pace truck is in. Vic, Ray, and Lacey, the front row. We are green. The start tonight brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing as Vic Ray gets the jump. Brennan Lacey on the crossover off of turn number 2. A heavy rubber track, and we got a big wreck behind them. 5 cars upside down. Holy moly. There's Bowers, there's Clevenger. Kevin Fry is also involved. My goodness. That was absolutely nasty and frightening. As for the first time tonight, in a quick instant, we go to the Malcolm's replay.
Kevin Fry, I think probably could have shook hands with the people at the International Space Station. Man, he was launched.
I thought we saw a high launch at Knoxville last week by Cale Bixler. Kevin Fry just answers that back. Let's, for the heck of it, we're going to go gyro launching here. Apologies to those with motion sickness. Absolutely craziness. So, we'll reset everyone from the starting positions in single file. Now, if you heard me say previously all the laps count, if you don't complete lap 1, I apologize, as the timing system glitches when you have a yellow come out on lap number 1 in dirt racing. So, reset the field. Vic Ray leads, Brendan Lacey second, Joe Backus is third, Greg Parmalee fourth, and Corey Cussler is fifth. So the yellow, not what Brendan Lacey wanted to see. Here they come into the Icon Sim Sports restart zone. For the first time tonight for the Rebels, Vic Ray, the control car. We're back to green. Good restart on Brennan Lacey, Joe Backus, Greg Parmalee, and Corey Cussler behind in fourth and fifth. First driver pulling up to the inside is Joe Halter. Now ahead is Cussler on. As our racing system resets. Cussler on Parmalee. Takes away position number 4. Now Parmalee stuck up in traffic, but a battle for the race leads on. Here comes Brennan Lacey down to the inside. We're back to yellow though. Yellow is out, and it is for Brody Brown. We can get him set here. There's Brody in the number 34. We did not cross the start-finish line as the yellow came out. So the yellow not really what Lacey wanted off of turn 2. Brown just comes down to Jesse Exton, hits the inside wall, and around he goes, up and over. Simple as that.
Yeah, and this is something I see a lot, not just here at the sprint cars, but across all our leagues. And changing lanes in the corner, while yeah, you can maybe pick up a little speed to do it, you got to really know who and what's around you to do it cleanly. It is so easy. And not putting blame on anybody, but it's just real easy when you change lanes to have contact like that.
So it'll be 1 to green at the start-finish line. And take a look and show you our fastest lap of the day. Currently belongs to Jesse Exton with a 14.166. Having a little technical difficulty on our timing system, so that should be fixed in just a couple of moments. Vic Ray leads, Lacey second, Backus third, Cussler fourth, and Parmalee fifth. As they come into the Icon Sim Sports restart zone, there goes Vic Ray, he fires. Lacey second, Backus is third. Templeton trying to look to the inside on Cussler for fifth. He gets by Parmalee for position number 6. Ahead of them, Cussler looked on Backus, but the 126 just had the door shut by Backus. As we go back to the battle for the race lead, Brendan Lacey all over Nicholas Vic Ray. Vic Ray just scrapes the wall for a moment. 5 are in the books. And Lacey, both of them get loose. Lacey pulls up to the inside. Here's the slide job from the 414. Vic Ray tries to counter back, but we're under yellow, and again, not what Brennan Lacey wanted. Roger Craig is one of the drivers involved, along with Dan McLaren. Let's go to our Malcolm's replay and see what happened. Craig mind his business. Ooh, oh man. That is a wild, wild ride for Dan McLaren.
Yeah, and that looked like a case of where Roger got a little loose coming out of the corner, and I think Dan probably was anticipating him to be higher, like swinging out in a more of a normal line out to the wall there, but when Roger got loose, he couldn't get out to that wall, and they just were going for the same track space at the same time, and man, you know, bad things happen when open wheels get together like that.
Absolutely. So, an interesting race to begin the night. We have only, that's our third yellow of the night. We've only completed 6 laps so far when we come back to green.
You know, this is a shame, though. You know, both Vickery and Lacey, they had a little gap before this little spate of cautions. They got a little bit of distance here. Let's see if they can tuck in here and then get that distance and start racing amongst themselves again.
Coming into the Icon Sim Sports restart zone, it's Vic Ray, Lacey, Backus, Cussler, Templeton. You saw Lacey pull out of line. He wants to try the inside quickly, but was caught sleeping on the restart. Lacey stuck in second. Backus tried to look to the inside, couldn't get it to work. Here comes Jesse Atkinson for P3. Where in the world did he come from? Oh, there he goes, he's around. And somehow nobody hits him. Just got too much of it into the sweet stuff. And made a nice save.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of caught that inside wall a little bit. Boy, how many times now have we seen guys get trouble down there, especially down in 3 and 4, same spot. You're just carrying so much speed. It doesn't take to be off that line, but just a little bit to find yourself in a lot of trouble.
Another angle of it. Does he touch it? And he did. He just clipped it, but I think even if he does clip it, that 127 car is still going around.
Yeah, he sent it in there pretty deep, and you can do that here. I mean, this track invites you to do it and get away with it there. And you know, a good save by him not to go all the way around, and a really nice job by the other guys not to just plow into him there, because he was sitting sideways in the middle of the track.
Absolutely. So he'll go to the back of the line. So as you thought he had a good chance for the hard charger of the night, he's got some more fighting to do. So we'll go back, same single file line order, and we'll see if Lacey can have a much better restart than he did last time. Vic Ray getting set. Lacey doesn't pull out of line this time, and he fires good. Good restart by everyone. Backus again trying the inside. Templeton all the way down to the bottom. Cussler up on the top shelf trying to get something working for position number 4. Can he get it? Not yet for the lead. Lacey all over Vic Ray. Here we go. Slide job from Brennan Lacey. Vic Ray tries to fight back up 2. And around goes Vic Ray. No! He saves it. So that puts him back into the 5th position. And the lap counts, and oh, Cussler makes contact with Vic Ray, and he saves it too. Meanwhile, it's a smorgasbord with Custer and company.
You have to wonder if that contact, though, has any ill effects on Nick Vickery's car there, because those are a couple of pretty hard shots.
He's all the way back in the 4th position. When the moment he got loose, he would have loved to see a yellow come back out, because If it did, he would have reverted back into the race lead. A couple of drivers jockeying out all over the place, and we've got a yellow. And I think one of them's Brody Brown. We've got three other drivers involved. One of them appears to be Jesse Atkinson as we go to the replay. Ooh, oh, there was a touch with Cussler and off of 4. Oh my goodness, they were 4 wide or so, and they all went around across the start-finish line. So a bunch of close calls. Why don't we ride on board here with Atkinson? Pretty much nowhere to go for Jesse.
You know, at these speeds that they're going, like you alluded to it earlier, 120 plus mile an hour, you know, you'll see an opening when something happens and you'll commit to going there, and you'll be amazed how quickly those gaps just close right up. You know, either when you're trying to pass somebody or incidents like that. It happens so fast here.
1 lap to go until we get the green flag. And we're just about halfway through. This has been a wreck fest tonight for the Rebels. Brennan Lacey now in command as the race leader. Joe Backus second, Brandon Templeton third. Let's see how Vic Ray rebounds on this restart as he's now back in 4th position. And Corey Cussler is in 5th. Backus currently in 2nd spot, would gain some points on Vic Ray potentially. And we're back to green immediately. Lacey goes from high to low. And Cussler trying that inside. Backus trying to hold serve, but here comes Templeton off of turn 2. Up to 3rd. Backus keeping the outside. Templeton all the way around the track next to the wall. Takes 2 for 1. Excuse me, that's Vic Ray in the 0-0. Back up to 2nd he goes. What a block. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, that's a man on a mission right there.
He is hungry. He wants to get back at Brennan Lacey, but the gap is 1.1 seconds with 11 to go. A caution is likely needed for the 0-0. Here's Backus and Templeton in a good battle for position number 3. It's Templeton at the stripe over Backus. Slides up. Here's a crossover from the 46. Templeton just scrapes the wall, and Backus keeps position number 3 for right now. Corey Cussler 5th, Andy Patton is 6th, Nick Schell 7th, Jeff Kemper 8th, 9th Dan McLaren, Brody Brown is 10th. Kemper, by the way, is currently our Hard Charger Award recipient from 17th up to 8th. Back to that battle for 3rd position. Backus opens up some space on Brandon Templeton. Let's go to a closer battle, and it's right here. McLaren stuck up on the outside along with Kevin Fry, who's a couple of laps down. And that McLaren battle is with Kemper, and that is happening for position number 8. 3 wide behind him. And again, some excellent racing happening. Let's go ahead and watch Andy Patton, Nick Schell in a battle for position number 7. Man, Kevin Fry making the racing extremely interesting. Racing with lead lap cars. Almost gets into Jack Clevenger as we have 5 laps to go at Eldora. Battle for 3rd spot. Templeton tried the outside groove on Joe Backus. Nothing there this time. Templeton clears Backus as Backus got loose off of 4. Brennan Lacey continues to lead by 2.7 seconds. McLaren and Schell go at it. That is for P7, excuse me. 3 laps to go. Schell trying whatever he can do. Clevenger gonna make this a possibility. And that could help out McLaren. Use Clevenger as a pick. 2 laps to go. But this time for Brennan Lacey. Sees the white flag. 1 lap to go. 3-second lead on Nicholas Vic Ray for Brennan Lacey. It's a back-to-back night, this time at Eldora. Off of 4, Brendan Lacey wins for the Rebels tonight. Vic Ray takes second, and here comes third spot, Brandon Templeton. So your winner is Brendan Lacey, goes back-to-back, and tonight, your Hard Charger Award presented by A&J Custom Creations. He went from 17th to 10th. A round of applause for Jeffrey Kemper in the 181. Top 3 will pose for the celebratory photo. So your thoughts on that race, John? That was a fun one.
Yeah, once they got through those little cautions there, Brendan Lacey just put it on, man. Once he got up to the front, he really did check out. But what a nice recovery by Nicholas Vickery. He got in a little bit of trouble there, and boy, he just stuck it on the top, and boy, he came around in a quick hurry to get back up to second.
Absolutely. So let's begin. Let's talk with our third place driver. That is Brandon Templeton. Brandon, just walk us through your race. You had a good battle with Joe Backus, though, for P3.
Yeah, it was pretty treacherous up there on the top, right along the wall. But if you hit it just right and were smooth and kept your momentum, it was definitely the fastest way around. So, no, hats off to Joe. We were racing hard and clean there for quite a few laps. That was a lot of fun.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
I gotta think Icon Sim Sports, building some sweet custom rigs. Kale at Big C's Lawn Care, Extreme Images by Ashley, Maley's Makery, Wife and Kids, you for doing the stream, and Coast2Coast Racing League for putting this on.
All right, Brandon, we'll let you go. Nice job. Brandon Templeton, a third place finisher. Let's talk with our runner-up. I think he's got some interesting things to say. Nicholas Vic Ray, John, you've got him.
Nick, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are y'all?
Well, not too bad. That was an interesting race for you for sure. Walk me through you had a little bit of contact there, and walk me through what your mindset was to go back and get those other 2 spots back.
Yeah, I knew almost immediately that I chose the wrong gear and added way too much fuel. I checked my fuel there at the end, and I still had 4 gallons left. So my car weighed a lot more, and I had too low of a gear in, and I could tell by the way that Lacey pulled on me on the first start that I had the wrong gear in. And I knew at that point I was just a sit and duck it. I was hoping that I could just maintain as many spots as I could. And, there about midway through the race, I was like, well, hey, maybe I'll get lucky and we'll have a caution about every time he passes me. And that's pretty much the way it was the first half of the race. And then once he got around me, he raced me really clean. The contact between me and him, I think it was a little bit of net code. And then I also think maybe he got into the wall a little bit or something, his car pushed out. But it's just a racing deal, so no hard feelings there. He raced me clean all race, and clearly he had the faster car, so props to him. But yeah, it was a little hairy there, middle of the race with all that contact and trying to keep the car straight and trying to keep my incidents down because here at the end of the season, the more incidents you have, the more points you lose. So trying to build a bigger cushion if I can.
Yeah, really nice job there. Like I said, pull it back together and focus on what you had to do. And that was the pass of the race, though. Where you got both second and third there on the top, on the outside, and I can tell you that's when you do that, there is no better feeling in a race car when you just motor around like that. So that probably had to give you a nice shot of confidence there to close that out. Nice run all around. Anybody you want to give a shout out to for your second place finish?
Yeah, so talking about the high side, I talk on Wednesday nights with Joe about high side or die, and I really do live that life. So definitely like the top side here. But as far as sponsors, Spartan Racing #1, trying to represent and trying to bring home a championship for those guys. After that would be SBGC 3D Printing. If anybody there has any 3D printing needs, definitely go check out Tom Taylor at SBGC 3D Printing. If anybody out there needs a wrap, come check us out on Facebook at VMR eWraps. Miriam Majado Spa, my wife for letting me do this, and then of course you guys are putting on a great show every Monday.
Oh, hey, that was a great show you put on tonight. I'll tell you what, that's Nick Vickery, though, our second place finisher for the night.
All right, so Nick with a nice run tonight. And now it is time to go to Cool Ray Victory Lane, and we're about to talk with your race winner. Back-to-back, Brennan Lacey gets it done. Brennan, nice job tonight. You were the fastest car of all, and you showed how you did it. But I got to ask first off, how frustrating was it when those yellows came out every time you had a chance to take the lead?
It seemed like as soon as I got under, Nicholas there, it's like they came out, but and running the gear I was running, I looked so hard on restarts. I was like, I'm just gonna let them drag me, but I knew come turn 3, I was gonna be right back on the tail tank. That's exactly what happened.
I think you just heard Vic Ray talk about it, but just what happened between you and Vic Ray there on the contact situation? Did he just get into you, or did you just get loosened into him?
Oh, I came in there off of, turn 4 or turn 2, and you know how that hump is right there off the backstretch.
Yeah.
It kind of shoots you over there. That right rear just caught it at the right angle and shot me down enough. I tried to lift so it could, hopefully I didn't know how close he was, so I tried to lift out of it, but, by that deal, I was just glad it didn't knock him completely out. It's just I couldn't do anything trying to keep it off the wall and hit it at the wrong angle.
It's got to feel good to get another win back-to-back. You were definitely making a statement for the winter season as a contender for the Rebels, and who knows, maybe even possibly the Renegades.
Yeah, I got 2 of the best tracks that I like, here back-to-back. I'm a real big fan of tracks. You can just put a car on the wall, and the setups that, Vanderbilt builds here, it's unreal. I can just go up there, and I was running that track wide open all night, and it's unreal the kind of amount of stick we got and the amount of drive we got. I mean, I think it was like 3.3 second lead at a track like that. That's huge.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Big thanks to Vanderbilt Race Cars. Them boys are fantastic with the setups and just, all-around great guys to get along with. I got to give a shout-out also to Steven Goldner, since he can't be here tonight, but he's watching at work. Just sucks he has to be there. But and a big old thank you to you guys as well for doing these broadcasts. I know that you guys enjoy it, and we appreciate having you.
All right, we'll let you go. Nice job tonight, man.
Thanks, sir.
Brendan Lacey takes home the win tonight. Can we show you the official results here? Yes, we can. Lacey picks up the victory. The only driver's name you do not see on here. Actually, you do see all the drivers' names on your screen. Only driver you do not see on here is Rory Collins. But great statement performance from Brendan Lacey.
Absolutely, just dominated the second half of that race. Once he got up front, he checked out, and congratulations to him. And like I said, we saw some action throughout the pack, just like we kind of thought. And good news, we've got one more to go yet.
Absolutely, and you're about to be racing in that, so best of luck to you in that. He's going to stay with us and just give us some periodical updates.
That's right. Hopefully they're good updates and not, hey, how'd you get in the wall there? Hopefully not one of those updates.
Absolutely. John, good luck in that. We're going to step aside and go to break. When we come back, we will get set to go for the Renegades. So stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Cool Ray has always been a leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the virtual Outdoor Speedway here in Rossburg, Iowa. Race fans, we are just about set to go here tonight at Outdoor for the Renegades. But first, before we get down to business, to honor America and Canada, those who are able, please rise and remove your hats as we play the Canadian and U.S. national anthems. And we are set to go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We apologize for those technical difficulties and the buffering issues we just had. So if we cut out on you, especially during the anthem, we apologize for that. Heat race number 1 is brought to you by the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. And we get right set to the starting lineup. Preston Cranmer and John Hine on the front row. Row 2, Steven Spees and Blake Chapman. Row 3, Brennan Lacey and Aiden Young. And row 4, G.J. Boydell and Nick Schell. Top 4 all inverted before we take the green flag. Winner of this heat tonight starts in pole position. Let us know, by the way, who you are rooting for tonight in the Renegades. Our fun 30-lap spectacular coming up in just a moment here at Eldora. But first, you have to get through the preliminary actions. A full 24-car field set to take the green in the feature tonight. So we'll see what happens. Preston Cranmer, John Hine, your front row at the Big E. Green. Side by side, a little bit of contact between Hine and Cranmer already, but it's Hine with the lead already. The Professor out in front of the 3-wide crowd early here. And oh, there goes Preston. Cranmer is just going to put it in the pit road. Nearly had a parallel park picture perfect. So Blake Chapman second, Steven Spees third, Aiden Young is in the 4th position. Chapman is closing in on Hine. Lower line for the 20, closes the gap, just ran the quickest lap of the day at a 13.41. G.J. Boydell in 5th, currently the last guy out, with Brendan Lacey trying to make a pass for position number 5. Here's the battle for the race lead, though, as the track continues to slick it up. We'll compare the lap times here between the 71 and the 20. 700ths quicker, John Hine on Blake Chapman. Excuse me, Chapman on Hine. 3 laps to go at the line. Again, winner starts from pole. The 2nd place finisher starts from 5th tonight. Here goes Blake Chapman underneath on John Hine, wants the race lead. Nothing there just yet, but could we see a possible slider from the 20? Not yet. 2 laps to go in the first heat. Down to a car length lead for Blake Chapman. Will we see a potential last-second slide job for the number 20? Here we go. White flag, 1 lap to go. If Blake Chapman wants it, he's going to have to come and get it. Chapman a better exit that time compared to Hine. Going to try and go around the outside. Dime in the corner off of 4. John Hine starts from pole tonight. Spees and Young join in on the transfer spots. Well, John, how was that?
Oh, I got to catch my breath after that. Pretty interesting race there. That track loosened up a whole lot quicker than what I expected it to. By the end of it there, I was already really on edge. So these guys this track's going to be changing fast tonight.
Heat race number 2 brought to you by the Super Dirt Car Series. John will be back with us in the broadcast booth for the rest of the heats and the B-main. And here's how they line up. Patrick Spangler and Randy Shreves on the front row. Bob DeGood and Jeff Barker in row number 2. In row 3, Barry Goldner, Terry Landis and Barry Goldner. And in row 4 is Gary Offutt. As we get ready to go to green, I think Spangler is going to be the one to watch out for. So pole position in the heat is where you want, the front row in the heat is where you want to be early on here. So this could be either a Patrick Spangler or Randy Shreves show.
Yeah, Randy Shreves has been very consistent too all season, so I think he's going to be the one here to watch.
Winner of this heat starts from 2nd place in our 30-lap feature. The top 4 transfer directly to the A-main. Track is more slick in this heat at this time than it was previously when we had the Rebels and the Raiders going at it. Pace truck is in the starter's hands, and we're green. Spangler with the early start here on Randy Shreves. Good battle for third. Jeff Barker and Bob DeGood. Barker with the advantage takes it up on the outside. DeGood holding the final transfer spot. Meanwhile, Landis and Barry Goldner nearly get together, go wheel to wheel for position number 5. It's the only side-by-side battle you see on your screen currently. Spangler, a lower entry compared to Randy Shreves, just had the fastest lap on your screen at a 13.54 after 2 laps. Various entries going on in the corner. You either want the tack or you want to be in the slick stuff. Shreves closes in a little on Spangler in turns 1 and 2. He enters higher this time. Spangler goes tight up in turns 3 and 4. Again, different entries as Shreves goes into the chocolate chips with the rear wheels up on the cushion. And he's all over Patrick Spangler. Just had the quickest lap, 13.51. Spangler up the track. Here comes Randy Shreves for the lead with 3 to go in the second heat race. Your front row going at it. And the winner keeps a front row spot in the feature tonight. The other one goes back to position number 6. Spangler holding serve on Randy Shreves. Meanwhile, 4th position. Good fight here. Here comes Goldner on the outside. Thinking about a 2-for-1 discount early on as we're on the white flag. Barry Goldner in position 4. And Goldner clears DeGood. Meanwhile, Spangler or Shreves for the top spot. Off of turn 4, Spangler starts second tonight. And Shreves just had the best lap of the day at a 13.5, but still couldn't find a way to get past Patrick Spangler. Third heat race brought to you by the World of Sport. Let's line them up. Donovan Ross, Ross Corinna. That is your front row. Kyle Moonen and Lane Snook start in row 2. Row 3, Stephen Fernberg and Nathan Aldrich. And row 4, Brody Brown and Greg Parmalee. John, while we're at it, who's your one to watch out for?
Well, you know, the thing about this division, somebody you probably should watch out for in about any race. But this one here, you know, they've been doing it all season when they showed up. Kyle Moon and Lane Snook, those bandy guys, they are usually the guys to beat. But having said that, Ross Carenta and Donovan, you know, those 2 guys are going to have the front. They're going to have the preferred position here. So I'm going to kind of keep my eye on Ross to see if he can maintain up there. I think the high line is kind of where you want to be right now. So he's kind of got the golden ticket here at the beginning.
Yeah, you brought this just up. This is a packed heat race that should not disappoint at all.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you even go back behind the bandy guys. You got Stephen Fernberg. He's in the top 10 in points. Nate Aldrich, you know, he's been around and been competitive all season. And then you go down to Brody Brown, who we've watched transfer, you know, through the night. So he's shown pace. Anybody's racing. I tell you, when you're in a stacked heat like this, the slightest mistake can take you from first or second to outside a transfer spot. And the next thing you know, you're in a B main.
Especially with how slick this track has gotten throughout the Renegades event. Winner of this heat starts in position number 3 in tonight's heater. This is our third of maybe our final heat race tonight, actually. I think it is. We're set for the green flag. Donovan Ross with the jumper. Ross Corinna has something on the top shelf. Takes it, but look at Lane Snook go. Right next to the wall. Takes away the 3rd position from Kyle Moonen. He wants the 2nd spot on Donovan Ross. I think he just got him at the start-finish line. Now here comes Kyle Moonen, the 24, up on the chocolate chips. Power Rain up to 3rd position by Donovan Ross. Now what's it going to take to get by Ross Corinna? Keep it on the high side for right now. But Snook's got a challenger from Kyle Moonen for position number 2. Moonen just set the best lap of the day at a 13.54. Back in 4th position, Donovan Ross with the fight on his hands as Nathan Aldrich starts to close in along with Steven Fernberg. But we're watching the top 3 very closely. Snook with the diamond in 1 and 2, looks to the inside. Lane Snook on the slide job, takes the lead away, but here comes Corinna, back on the bottom shelf. Here's the answer back. 3 laps to go, make it 2 this time. Snook slides up back on Ross Corinna, but Corinna's got to run. Back and forth they go, trading slide jobs for 2 to go. Snook with the lead back, tries to the defensive line. Corinna's got to run off turn 4. Here's the white flag, 1 lap to go. Corinna could not slide job at all that time off of turn 2. He just lost everything and just gave it up. Lane Snook starts from P3 tonight. Man, what a fun heat. Donovan Ross rounds out the transfers, and we get set for our B main tonight. By the way, shout out to our 4th heat race sponsor, also Gambler Motorsports, an esports racing team that competes weekly across the iRacing platform. They have drivers entered in dirt races, sports cars, asphalt oval, and even endurance races. Go to Gambler Motorsports on Facebook and give them a like. Our B main tonight, brought to you by Chip Bangers Racing, as always. Everyone, and I mean everyone, get in tonight. Brennan Lacey, Bob DeGood on the front row. Steven Fernberg, G.J. Boydell, row 2. Terry Landis, Nathan Aldrich, row 3. Nick Schell, Gary Offfoot on row 4. And row 5, Brody Brown, Preston Cranmer. And those are your only drivers in the B-main. So a 22-car field for our feature tonight, John.
Yeah, full thing. And that, the big thing is that's going to mean track wear. By the time we're done with this thing tonight, we're going to be basically dancing on glass, just sliding right across, ice, whatever metaphor you want to use. But that provides for really good racing.
Field rolling off here. Again, drivers just gain extra practice laps. I would expect the guy to watch out for here is Brennan Lacey to try and get that 13th starting position tonight.
Yeah, and then also at the opposite end of the field there, Preston, who had a good qualifying position, everything else, had some problems in the heat race. He's always quick, so he's going to be looking to make up some spots here too.
So 1 to go until we get the green flag. 10 drivers here in this B main tonight. Again, everyone transfer on in. Our feature tonight is 30 laps. Don't forget, next week we will be at USA International Speedway in Florida, and that will be a fun one tonight. Here we go. 10 laps for the B main, and we're green. Lacey, mega slide job on Bob DeGood early on. DeGood fights back and he wants the race lead. Wing to wing in turn 3 and 4. And at the stripe off the corner, Bob DeGood leads a lap. Can you believe it? Lacey all over his tail. Steven Fernberg up there in position number 3. Before the lead, Brennan Lacey is just trying to figure out where to go. Fernberg all over for position number 2. He just ran the quickest lap, 13.74. Here goes Lacey all the way down to the bottom. There's a slider on DeGood. He's got it. New leader. It's Lacey, but DeGood fights back in 1 and 2. Oh, he put him in the wall. Both go in the wall. There goes Lacey. He goes to the back tonight. Up on his side, and he's not going to like the fact that DeGood pinched Lacey up. So now it's a battle between Bob DeGood and Steven Fernberg. And DeGood got loose entering the corner. That helps out Steven Fernberg out. DeGood still leads it at the stripe. I think Fernberg's going to get the lead here off of turn 2. Nearly got the wall with that bump. DeGood still fighting in there on that middle groove. That you got to give him credit, though. Doing a good job. Oh, he got tight up there in 1 and 2. Still gives Fernberg a little bit of room. Fernberg all the way up near the wall where it sticks, and it's Fernberg in the line this time. Oh! Fernberg is loose. They saved it. This is crazy racing. Meanwhile, for third, it's Aldrich and Landis. Landis tried to slide up on Nathan Aldrich, had nothing there. 2 laps to go, and Eldora in the B main for Bob DeGood. Looking to start in position 13 tonight. Fernberg's just trying to find a way. There's the white flag, 1 to go. Into 3 and 4, Fernberg with one last fight. Not gonna get it. Bob DeGood actually wins something. How about that? He takes the B main tonight from Eldora. So preliminary action is in the books for tonight, and when we come back, it's a 30-lap feature around Eldora with the Renegades. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as the warm-up's complete, on behalf of Cool Ray, the Coast to Coast Racing League, and all the fine drivers and sponsors, we thank you for choosing to spend your Monday night with us. It is now time to meet the field of 22 for tonight's 30-lap Renegade feature event. Here is the starting lineup. On the front row, it is the Professor John Hine and Patrick Spangler next to him. Row 2, a couple of fast ones, Lane Snook and Blake Chapman. In row 3, Randy Shreves and Kyle Moonen. Row 4, Steven Spees and Jeff Barker. Rounding out the top 10, Ross Corinna and Aiden Young. Row number 6, it's Barry Goldner and Donovan Ross. Row number 7, it's Bob DeGood and Stephen Fernberg. In row 8, Nathan Aldrich and Terry Landis. Row 9, Nick Schell and G.J. Boydell. Row 10, Gary Offutt and Preston Cranmer. And in row 11 tonight is Brody Brown and Brennan Lacey. Set to go racing for 30 circuits around Eldora, but first, it's time to crank up the engines to 10,000 RPM.
10,000 RPM. She got it all in the black burning streets like a rebel jam. My another lady, heart of a 5.0. Lighting it up, she don't care if she got nowhere to go. Slipping and a sliding, shucking and a jive. Revolution gonna bury my throne. Clean on your horizon, seduction throws a ride on the crime of dinosaur bone.
Set to go racing for 30 laps here around the Big E. Glad you could join us for the Renegades event tonight. Who's it going to be? How's it going to be done? We are about to find out. As we say, race fans, it's time to strap in and hold on tight, because these men are about to turn them loose and drop the sledgehammer. Hide, Spangler, the green flag. It's time to get them going. The start tonight brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. It's Patrick Spangler with the early lead. Can he clear John Hine? Not just yet, but Spangler leads lap number 1. If he's going to want to lead it, he's going to have to clear somebody by the name of John Hine. He cannot. Hine keeps it up on the top shelf, side by side, and 3 wide right behind them. This is a crazy mess at Eldora early on, and Hine clears Spangler for the lead. Blake Chapman up into 3rd position. Now he wants to try the top shelf on Patrick Spangler. He takes away 2nd, and he wants the inside on John Hine for the race lead. The 2 drivers that went at it for heat race number 1 in that victory are now going at it in the feature. Hine still with the advantage. Now here comes Kyle Moonen with 3 wide for the race lead. That's getting tight. In that battle for 2nd, Moonen shuts the door on Blake Chapman. Now he wants to slide up on John Hine, and Moonen takes the lead away. You've got a new leader at the Big E. Blake Chapman now up on the inside on John Hine as Patrick Spangler rides the wall up in 3 and 4. Chapman has a chance at 2nd spot. He tries to put a slide job up on John Hine. He cannot just yet until on the exit. They stay side by side. Hine, Chapman, Lane Snook in 4th, and all the way behind them back is Aiden Young in the 5th position with Ross Corinna behind him. We continue on in that battle for 2nd spot. Here comes Blake Chapman all the way down to the inside. There's the slide job up on John Hine. He takes away P2, but Hine trying to fight back, and Blake's to the wall. And I think John Hine got in that too. Lane Snook goes for the 2-for-1 up on the inside. He says, thanks boys, I'll take it. So Lane Snook up to 2nd, Blake Chapman 3rd, John Hine back in 4th, 5th, and 6th. There's a good battle on the line. Ross Corinna up in the wall. Here comes Randy Shreves down to the bottom. He takes that spot away. 3 wide in return, number 3 and 4. Aiden Young stuck in the middle. Ross Corinna up on the top shelf, and on the bottom is actually Aiden Young. That was Brennan Lacey up from last, and we got one in the wall. It's Donovan Ross. And he makes a nice save. Back into 10th position he goes. Brennan Lacey all the way from the rear of the field and up in the 9th spot. Remember, got involved in that wreck in the B-main and is already gone up 13 spots, and we're not even at the halfway mark just yet. Donovan Ross takes a peek down at the inside. In front of them, though, Ross tried on Steven Spees, who's battling with Aiden. Oh, there goes Ross. Ross around. Oh, what a save by Donovan Ross. Keeps her going, but he's back in 13th. Let's go to another close battle. It's Randy Shreves and Ross Corinna. That's the battle for 5th position on the track. Battle for 2nd about to brew between Lane Snook, Blake Chapman as they lap the number 7 of Bob DeGood. Chapman trying to find a way on the inside. Lane Snook may have just scraped the wall in 3 and 4. Let's go back to the Speeds and Aiden Young battle as they are just about a car length and a half separating. High line is the best place to go as of right now. You've seen drivers take that inside line. That can only work, though, if you want a slide job. Donovan Ross is way off the pace in the number 5 car, and we are under caution. And that's why Donovan's up on his side. Halfway through, and we get our first yellow of the night, but that was an incredible start by all the drivers as we take a look at the Malcolm's replay. Gets the wall in 1 and 2. Makes a nice save. That car has just been, he's had issues with that car throughout most of the night. So both Brown and Ross go up on their sides. Why don't we take a look at our gyro on board here with Donovan Ross. Show you what the banking's like here at Eldora. Trying to get that car uprighted, but he cannot. So that will put an end to Ross's night. So we're about to go green flag racing, 1 lap away from the green flag. After the first half, that goes caution free. So Kyle Moonen, the race leader, took the lead away from a slide job on John Hine. Lane Snook restarts in 2nd. Blake Chapman is 3rd. John Hine is 4th. 5th, Ross Corinna. 6th is Randy Shreve. 7th, Aiden Young. 8th, Steven Spees. 9th, Jeff Barker. And back in 10th position, that is Terry Landis. For those wondering where Brennan Lacey is, he is back in 19th. I'm not sure if he got caught up in that wreck or if he just took the car into pit road or something, but something happened earlier on. Here they come into the Icon Sim Sports restart zone. Moon in the control car. We're back to green. Good jump on Lane Snook. Then Blake Chapman riding 3rd. John Hine 4th. Nobody really trying that inside line just yet. Corinna nearly catches the wall and nearly opened up a gap for Randy Shreves on the bottom of the track. Lane Snook, though, all over Ross Corinna in a battle for the top spot. A lot of drivers going back and forth. Here goes Snook all the way down the inside. He sends it in with a slide job. Moonen fights back, and Moonen keeps the race lead. So good job, Moonen, to play defense, and Snook gets way loose in the center of 1 and 2. He still has a run up on the inside. Does he slide up this time on Moonen? Yes, he does. Moonen tries to fight back. Here they come to the stripe. Keep the lead to Kyle Moonen. Snook tries to fight back again up on that inside groove. Does he have anything this time? Yes, he does. Slide on up. Moonen fights it back, and he keeps it going. It all comes back into full circle with Kyle Moonen having the advantage. Now it is Lane Snook going this. Again, the slide up, but the yellow is out. And it's a yellow for Gary Offa. Now the question is, who was in front? I think they're giving it to Moonen, and they are. So Moonen is the cause of the yellow. We'll watch actually first our TV camera. Apologies. See what happened to the number 84, or 94, excuse me, on the Malcolm's replay. Oh, a car just got way loose in front of him. I think that was Lacey. And we'll take a look. That car confirmed it was Brennan Lacey in the number 414. Just trying to make his way back up, currently running in the 15th position. So a 9-lap shootout when we come back to take the green flag. Lights are off the iRacing pace truck. And let's reset the field. Kyle Moonen, the leader. Lane Snook, 2nd. Blake Chapman, 3rd. Ross Corinna, 4th. John Hine is now back into 5th. Randy Shreves is 6th. 7th, Aiden Young. 8th, Steven Spees. 9th, Terry Landis. And 10th is Steven Fernberg. Ready to go back into the Icon Sim Sports restart zone. Again, Kyle Moonen is the control car. Back to green. Good restart on Lane Snook. Corinna tried the inside on Blake Chapman. Nothing there. Anyone trying the inside from what we know of? Not really. Landis thought about it, but Lane Snook still all over Kyle Moonen for the race lead. 8 laps to go. Scrapes the wall for just a moment with that right rear Hoosier tire, but that's okay. All using that bump on the exit of turn 2. Blake Chapman says, hello, boys. I want to be a part of this battle for the win. 7 laps to go. Top 3 all separated by a half second. All riding the same line. It's all just a game of cat and mouse. When do you make your move for the race lead? And if you're Moonen, when do you start to play some defense? Right in that same line. Oh, Lane Snook! Lane Snook got it on the wall in the center of 1 and 2 and has to put it on the bottom. And that cost him some time. And in a battle with Blake Chapman, he goes for P2 with 5 laps to go. Chapman on the slide up. Snook does it once again. Costs him some more time, and that opens a bigger gap for Kyle Moonen. But the yellow is out. And the yellow is for Steven Oh, stuck in the fence, Steven Fernberg. That's a nasty lick. And we go back to the Malcolm's replay and see what happens. So this changes everything. A 4-lap shootout. I think this is Lacey once again. Oh, man, that's a nasty crash. Oh, just look at how the car just freaks out when he's trying to get it off the fence, but it just doesn't work. We're going to go to a slow motion shot. And this should give you a better idea of what took place, and we're trying to see if this happens now because we're about to go back to green. Ooh, that may be a racing deal. Fernberg came down on Lacey, but at the same time, another one comes up. So, we do have some more time here real quick so we can watch our gyro camera of Steven Fernberg. That's a crazy freak out. Here we go. 4-lap shootout. Moonen leads. Blake Chapman 2nd. Lane Snook 3rd. Ross Corinna 4th. John Hine 5th. Randy Shreve 6th. Steven Spees 7th. Aiden Young 8th. Terry Landis 9th. And Preston Cranmer is 10th. Icon Sim Sports restart zone. Moonen fires. And a great jump by Blake Chapman. Now let's see what happens off of turn number 2. Chapman tries to play defense. Lane Snook wants the inside in the battle for 2nd, but not going to get it with 3 laps to go. You're about to see Chapman try and drive as aggressive as he's been all night long. Closing in on Lane Snook. Throwing some Hail Marys early on. 2 laps to go. Blake Chapman wants that win badly. He has yet to win in Renegades competition that season, but he's running out of time this season. Tries once again, nothing there. You may see him send it in on a slide job in 3 and 4. 1 lap to go for your Knoxville Nationals champion and Kyle Moonen. Blake Chapman is still there. Does he send it in? Yes, he does. Final time, 3 and 4. Blake Chapman's got to run. Is it going to work? No. Kyle Moonen wins at Eldora. Chapman 2nd, Snook 3rd, Corinna 4th, and Shreves takes home 5th. But what a fun race tonight between your top 6 all around in general, as Moonen gets ready to park it in victory lane, presenting your A&J Custom Creations Hard Charger Award of the race. From 20th to 10th, round of applause for the Outlaw Preston Cranmer. Top 3 pose for a photo. And again, we appreciate you all coming out tonight. Next week we'll be at USA, and we will talk to your top 3. John, while we're at it, let's get your thoughts on your race.
Yeah, I made a couple mistakes, cost me a couple spots, but all in all, bringing home 6th is not a bad night at all here. That track went away quick here tonight, and it was really a treacherous track.
We got away from it with a 6th place finish at least. Let's talk with our top 3. First guy we'll talk with is Lane Snook. Lane, that was a fun one. Just, I want to ask though, because I saw you hit the wall in the center of 1 and 2 twice in 2 laps before the final restart. Is that what may have cost you a chance at getting the win on Moonin tonight?
I don't know. My car kept bottoming out really bad in turn 1, and it would snap on me really bad, and I wouldn't be able to get the run that I needed to slide them in 3 and 4.
I mean, that had to be a fun race, though, because you and Moonin were back and forth trading. You were pulling all those slide jobs out, but Chapman was just able to capitalize and cross you over.
Yeah, it was fun. We were sliding each other for like 3 or 4 laps. My car bottomed out in turn 1 and got really loose. Chapman got around me, and that's all good. So I need to work on the setup for next time.
Just good hard racing from both of you. Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight? Get that script out.
I need to thank Velocity Designs, Vanderbilt Racing, Jesse, Brandon Moonin. Congrats on his win. Lacey, Goldner, JP, Fitzy, Nerd Doctor Trucking, Bio.com, Powerhouse Motorsports, Wagner Brothers, you guys for the broadcast, C2C Racing League, Universal Settlement Service, Jack on Howard Associates, Keystone Alliance, KKP, Keystone Building Products, Fox Speed Design, Mexico Ridge Beam Farm, Snoop Group Designs, The Old Hatchery, Fitzy's Perfect Photography, Slack Parts, Performance Manufacturing, and Chavis Engines.
All right, Lane, we'll let you go. Nice job tonight.
Thank you.
So Lane Snook finishing in 3rd position. Let's go to our 2nd place finisher and your points leader, Blake Chapman. Blake, you came close to Kyle Moonin. Just what more did you need to get that win?
Yeah, I was really close, Marty. Tough to lose this. It's really tough to lose this one, but all I needed really was him to screw up, and kudos to Kyle. It's really tough track, and it's easy to screw up on, but he never got into that wall. He ran the top really well, and that's all I needed. But again, kudos to Kyle, and great run for Lane too. I had a lot of fun tonight running with those guys.
That had to, yeah, you just saw that had to have been a fun race, especially that first half of the race where you guys had that long run. That just had to have been crazy.
Oh yeah, I think it was a really clean race. 2 or 3 cautions maybe, and I don't know if I would have got Lane there at the end, but I saw him screw up a little bit in 1 and 2, and kind of took advantage of that, and the caution came out. So overall, it was a clean race. It was a good race, and I hope it put on a good show for the broadcast.
Oh, it definitely did. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Yeah, my family, and Steve Bixler, everybody that watches and supports me doing this. I got to thank my team, Wide Open Motorsports, and our sponsors, BB7 Setups, Giddings Mobile Repair, and Stevenson Family Performance. And I also got to thank you for putting this on, Marty.
Appreciate it as always, man. Nice job tonight, and you remain the points leader with 2 races to go.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. Thanks, Marty.
No problem. So Blake Chapman, your 2nd place finisher. Time to go to Cool Ray Victory Lane and to talk with your race winner. So he's won pretty much 2 feature races in 2 weeks, including if you include the Knoxville Nationals last week. Kyle Moonin gets it done. Kyle, congrats on the win, man. That was a fun race.
Appreciate it. It was fun. I was getting a little nervous here towards the end. The car was kind of starting to go away and didn't feel very good, but thankfully we got it done.
I know you were also talking to the man that is also in this chat room, John Hine, but just walk us through making the pass.
To be honest with you, at the beginning, it was just kind of trying to go, where people weren't, and I wanted to get up there as soon as possible, or definitely try getting there before Lane did.
Yeah, definitely understand. I mean, you just said you were starting to have issues with the car in the final laps, but it didn't look like. I mean, I know they were closing in on you, but you were holding your line really well.
Yeah, I was trying to. A couple times I got into the wall and got a little more sideways than I like, but especially after that last caution, I don't know, for some reason it seems like after cautions, the more cautions, the more the top goes away quicker anyhow, and it was definitely a little scary up there.
Definitely. Next week, USA. Your thoughts on that? That's going to be a really fast track.
Yeah, it'll be good. I haven't actually raced there in quite a while, so we'll see how it goes, I guess.
Who do you want to give shout outs to tonight?
Just all the guys at Bandy Built and Ross Crin at Velocity Race Designs, Alex at ABR Setup Shop, and Fitz at Fitztography. Sorry, I can't. I always Fitz Photography, and then all you guys for the broadcast and everyone for the league. So,
Sounds good. Appreciate it, Kyle. Congrats on the win, man. Nice job tonight.
thank you.
Kyle Moonen takes your win. If I can move him on back. There we go. So Kyle Moonen takes the win tonight. Let's give you your full results here. So Moonen, Chapman, Snook, Corinna, Shreves, Hines, Spees, Young, Landis, and Preston Cranmer, your top 10. But overall, though, John, I mean, I know you were fading back throughout the feature, but that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. And I actually, even I had a pretty good car, and it was actually better towards the end than it was the beginning. And, anytime we can go through a race, though, and, limit the cautions and we get to race, that's fun. I mean, it's fun for, you guys, everybody calling the race. It's fun for people watching. It's especially fun for the drivers. So, we look forward now to going to USA next week and go back to work here and see if we can improve our position a little.
Alrighty, so it will be a fun one next week at USA International Speedway. So that will do it for live coverage of Monday Night Madness, brought to you by Malcolm's Mills Mill Writing. Shout out to all of our sponsors of the Coast to Coast Racing League, including our title sponsor, Cool Ray. Also, we already mentioned Malcolm's Mills Mill Writing, Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints, Dylan Westbrook Racing, A&J Custom Creations, The World of Sports Podcast, Icon Sim Sports, SBGC 3D Printing, the Super Dirt Car Series, Gambler Motorsports, Chip Bangers Racing, the Can-Am Racing Team, and the Coast to Coast Racing Speed Shop, Dylan Westbrook Racing. I think we already mentioned them. I lose track a lot of this stuff. So on behalf of everyone at the Coast to Coast Racing League, from Preston Cranmer to Roger Craig, on behalf of all of our race control directors, Nathan Aldrich, I think Kevin Fry was a part of it as well. Let me take a look to confirm here. I know Nathan Aldrich and Joe Halter, they do all that stuff. Same with Roger Craig. On behalf of my broadcast partner, John Hine, Marty Sakalas, signing off. Your winners tonight at Eldora, Austin Stern, Brendan Lacey, and Kyle Moonen. Thank you all for joining us. So long from Eldora.